Since 1990, we have spent millions of euros and tens of thousands of research hours to find scientific answers to life's most important and challenging questions. What makes us happy? What makes us healthy? How can we heal from physical and mental disease? How can we heal emotionally and sexually so we can be happy in our relationships? How can we develop our talents and be of value to the world? We have interviewed more than 15,000 people and asked more than 4,000 different questions. After 20 years of intensive research, we are beginning to find the answers we have been looking for so long. We have already presented these answers in 250 research papers and about 30 books. Now we bring it all to you. I'm happy to be here with you today. Professor Galina Astratova has invited me to give a short speech on the paper I made many years ago, which is still, I think, very important. It is on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow wrote a book called Towards the Psychology of Being in 1962, and ever since the concept of needs has been strongly associated with research in happiness. But the concept of needs are troubled these days, because what is a need, and do we really have needs? To understand this, let's go through the 8 needs Maslow identified in 1962. What he did was he made a hierarchy. He said at the bottom we have 4 very important needs, and everybody has these needs, and when these needs are fulfilled, you are somewhat happy. He said you have physiological needs. You need to eat, to sleep, to have sex, these things. And then you have your safety needs. You need to feel safe in your home and in your life. The 3rd need is that you need love, you need to belong. And the 4th need is that you need people to appreciate what you're doing. He called them esteem needs. He said, if you have these 4 needs fulfilled, you're pretty happy. But then he found some more important needs. The need to understand and the need to live in beauty and balance and harmony. And he called these understand needs and aesthetic needs. He said that when people are developing a bit, they're not happy with the 4 basic needs. They need these needs fulfilled. They need to discover the world, understand everything, and they need to appreciate the beauty of this universe and live in beauty, with beautiful things, beautiful nature, beautiful houses. When I visit the old Russia with all these concrete buildings, I often think of this need, that this need of beauty wasn't really appreciated by the communists. I hope this is changing a little bit. In the top of this hierarchy, Maslow said we have the need of self-actualization, and yet a higher need of transcendence. And this is extremely difficult to understand. What is it? Self-realization, self-actualization, transcendence. What is that? Maslow explained it this way. He said, you need to realize who you are, to understand who you are. And you need even to go beyond that, to realize that you are truly one with the world. You are not an island, you are not an isolated being. You are the universe itself, when you look deeply into it. And you are the creator of your own life. You are responsible And even more than that, when you go beyond yourself, you see that life is a cosmic play, and to be happy, you need to surrender to it and to live in this flow, this presence, this beingness. So this is the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and it looks like a very clever construction. You develop into a higher and higher understanding of yourself and life, and in the end you go beyond yourself. So it's like a journey back to the universe, if you we call it that. The problem is now, do we have sexual needs, for instance? If you are like Dalai Lama, or a monk or nun, who is devoting your life to a higher cause, do you still have a sexual need? Or if you are wholly a spiritual warrior, do you need safety? And if you're going beyond yourself, do you need to belong? And how can you belong when you are going beyond yourself? Then you cannot belong anymore. So, in a way, the higher needs are making the lower need superfluous. They're not needed anymore. So, the question is, where are these needs there to begin with? The problem of the concept of needs is that are so profound, so deep, that many researchers has given up on the concept of needs. Instead of needs, they are talking about life as a project of self-realization, self-actualization. It's a journey back to yourself. And this is the only thing that is important. That you become yourself, so you come to know yourself and come to understand yourself in the world. In our research, we have found 8 different ways to understand happiness, to understand quality of life. And we have included Maslow's hierarchy of needs, because it has a certain beauty. But to be honest, it was written in '62, this book, more than 50 years ago. It's amazing that it still stands. But I don't think the concept of needs are the best way to understand human beings. Let me explain you this. It's like a plant needs fertilizer and water and sunlight and space. So you can say a plant has needs. It really has. If it's not getting these things, it will die. But a human being, if we're not getting these things, then we move. We create a universe for ourselves where we are getting what we need. So we're not like a plant. If we're not getting these things, then we die or starve. If we're not getting what we need, we'll be creative and recreate it and reorganize our reality and discover more. You can say human beings need challenges, need problems, need suffering and pain to come to the question, who am I? So, in a way, we have a need for suffering. We have a need for not having our needs met, you see? And when you're thinking this way, it becomes very complex. Yeah. I hope you have a very wonderful conference. I'm honored that I could have a little time. I know that you will be there, a couple of hundred people or more, discussing these problems, and I'm happy that I could have your attention. Thank you very much.